Okay, usual, just like wait and make sure it's actually live before I start talking. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. And now we're live. Apparently, we've been live for 10 seconds already. So, welcome back. Mitch's Moments. Hi, I'm Mitch. We're back. Another week. Another week has passed. Another week of me not doing much but sitting at my desk and then sitting in my bed and then sitting at my desk again. So, yeah, welcome. This is Mitch's Moments. We're going to start off like we usually do. I'm just going to read a page out of my big travel book, and yeah, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about a random country. This week's random country is Latvia. So, if you have an appetite for Europe's lesser known lights, a taste of Latvian life should stimulate the senses. Tucked between Estonia and the north and Lithuania in the south, Latvia is the meat of the Baltic sandwich, the savoury middle loaded with colourful fillings. Thick greens take the form of gorge of valley pine forest peppered with castle ruins, though these days as many people visit for adventure sports as medieval treasures. Onion-domed Orthodox cathedrals cross the land from the salty Lapija to gritty Dugavplis. I cannot pronounce that. Cheesy Russian pop blares along the beach, and spicy Riga adds an extra zing as the country's cosmopolitan nexus. Finished with a serving of Riga rich eye candy, Europe's largest and loveliest connection of Art Nouveau architecture, and cobbled lanes hidden behind gingerbread trim. So, that's a little bit about Latvia. Best time to visit is May to September. Top things to see: medieval castle complexes, enchantingly desolate and hauntingly beautiful capes, Rundale Palace, Latvia's miniature version of Versailles, without the crowds, Hilltop Turadia Museum Reserve with its medieval ramparts and verdant walking trails, the Page's windswept shores and Art Nouveau buildings, Riga's Museum of Occupation, and the imposing Freedom Monument. So yeah, that's a little bit about Latvia. I've never been, but maybe one day. That's some photos of Latvia. Oh, wrong way. It's like the worst thing about going live is that it's inverted the other way. So I don't know, like I turn one way and I'm expecting myself to turn the other way. So it's a bit hard to get used to, even though I've done it for so many weeks. But yeah, that's a little bit about Latvia. That's this week's country. So yeah, what have I been doing this week? This week, I rewatched all of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. So if you don't know what Avatar: The Last Airbender is, it's basically like a cartoon TV show that was on Nickelodeon from it was like mid 2000s. Yeah, and it's basically about this kid who can control all the elements. So there's like water, earth, fire, and air, and he's the avatar, and the avatar can control all of the elements. And then there's just people who control like one each sort of thing. Yeah, and he basically comes back and like saves the world, and that's yeah. There's a lot more to it than that. But yeah, it's all of it's on Netflix at the moment. So if you don't have Netflix, you can get a free trial for Netflix. I feel like I'm just a walking advertisement for Netflix and Stan and like all the different streaming services, but you can get a free trial, a month trial. So a month is plenty of time to watch all of the Avatar and pretty much everything that I've suggested over the last like however many months we've been in lockdown. But yeah, that's a little bit about the Avatar. So now, what do we usually do? I'm going to do a quiz and find out which Avatar: The Last Airbender character I am. I'm really hoping that I'm a waterbender. I don't want to be the Avatar. It's too much responsibility. I just think waterbending is probably like the easiest. So, and that's what it's called. So bending is like controlling of the elements. So I just want to be able to control water because I think that would be really cool. So yeah, question one. What kind of bender would you be? Water. We've discussed this. We've decided. Okay, question two. Pick a DC character you relate to. Robin, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Batman, or Constantine? We'll go Robin. Why not? What do you think is your elemental opposite? Probably fire. What Avenger do you relate to? Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Star-Lord, Iron Man, or Captain America? I think Star-Lord, because I don't really have any like superpowers, so it's kind of like I just make do with what I've got. Question 5. Do you consider yourself flexible or stubborn? I think stubborn a lot of the time. Sometimes. I suppose it can be both. Depends on the day. Question 6. What animal from the Avatar universe would you want as a pet? A bear, a lemur, a flying bison, a polar bear dog, or a fire ferret? Oh, I think a lemur. Lemurs are cool. Like the lemurs in Madagascar. They were really cool. I always loved them. Are you more likely to get violent or try and solve your problems as peacefully as possible? I think I'm a pacifist. I prefer to be peaceful. If you could go anywhere in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where would it be? Ba Sing Se, the Southern Water Tribe, Fire Nation Palace, or the Northern Air Temple. I think the air temples are really cool, so probably there. Which funny phrases are you most likely to say? I think it's the quenchiest. Probably. There's lots of other quotes, but I feel like if you haven't seen the show, they're not going to make sense. But that's probably the only one. Which of these animals is your favourite? So, flying bison, monkey, polar bear dog, or dragon? That's not a monkey. I think dragons are cool. Like, I don't want a dragon because they seem like a lot of work, but I think dragons are cool. You grew up in the Water Nation and the Fire Nation attacked your mother and killed your mother. How does this change your life? Pretty significantly, I would imagine. Throw myself into caring for those around me, incredibly protective of my family, dedicate myself to ending the war. I want revenge, or I make sure that I'm strong and no one will ever hurt me again. I would want revenge. So if someone killed anyone in my family, I would absolutely want revenge. But yeah, which of these comments is the most likely to get under your skin? Why don't you act more ladylike? I'm not impressed. The animal is freaking out. It's hilarious. I think you're wrong. Anything sarcastic. I think you're wrong. Like, whenever someone says I'm wrong, I'm like, no, I'm not, because I wouldn't have said it if I was wrong, you know? Uncle Ira is here and he's serving some delicious tea. What type would you like? Earthy, soothing, herbal, white tea, or straightforward black tea? I think fruity herbal. I like herbal tea. You find yourself in a pitched battle with the Fire Nation. What's your strategy? Fight to my advantage and strategically take out the most powerful foes. I think that, like, just be strategic about it. What was your relationship with your parents like? Yeah, we're pretty close. Last but not least, once the war is over, how would you like to live your life? Work. I think work to create long-lasting peace. I feel like if you lived your whole life and there'd been a war, I'd probably want it to be peaceful for a little while. So, and how was this quiz? Loved it. Is it gonna tell me who I am now? I feel like it's not loading. I don't know what's going on. Sorry guys, it's now just taking its time. Show my results. Just scrolled all the way back up to the top because it wasn't giving me my results, and there's a button at the bottom. So, let's find out who I am. This is upsetting. Like, it's not upsetting, but I'm Sokka, and he doesn't get to control any element, so it's like, what's the point, you know? You're the kind of person who will always bring a joke and smile to your friends, but you can turn tough in a second when you think that your people are threatened. Pretty accurate. It takes you a long time to warm up to someone. Not true. And you certainly hold a grudge if you think that someone has hurt you. True. But once someone is in your circle, they're there forever. Yeah, true. You could only be Sokka, the heart and soul of the group. Sure. Okay, I'm the heart and soul. So yeah, that's it. That's everything about the Avatar that you need to know. I highly recommend watching it, and also The Legend of Korra is really good as well. It's so basically in the world of the Avatar is like once every generation or whatever. Like when he dies, like another one is born at like the same time because it's like soul, whatever. And Korra is like his reincarnation after he dies. He doesn't. It's not like a spoiler that he dies at the end of the series. Like he doesn't die, but it's like the next incarnation of the Avatar. So yeah, that's really good as well. Definitely recommend watching both. They're both great. So yeah. So yeah, we're in week. I think we're in week 3 of lockdown 2.0. So as I always say, check in with your family and your friends to make sure everyone's doing okay. As I always do, usually, when I don't forget, we'll put a link to the Avatar: The Last Airbender quiz in the comments, and you can do it yourself and find out what character you are. And yeah, that's everything from me this week, and I will see you next week.